Welcome to Outside of the Classroom. Education is important, but not that bullshit, abstract, and theoretical education. You want useful, relevant, and actionable lessons that will help you succeed in life. So that's what we do. It's your boy Pham, your host, and now let's hack your education together. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outside of the Classroom. It's your boy Pham here, and I'm so sorry I could not put up an episode last week. A lot of things was really wild last week. I launched my book, as mentioned in the podcast, and How to Network, and it became a bestseller the next day. Got over a couple thousand downloads. Right now it has like 60 reviews, and I don't care about the metrics, but just so many people have been just Facebook messaging me or emailing me saying, hey, thank you so much for this book. I really, really appreciate it. And it got to the point where yesterday, or 2 days ago, I was at Starbucks with two people who read my book who are in similar boats in their journey. They're both 18. They're not sure if they want to go to college or not. And I was there as a mentor to just kind of help them out and guide them along the way. So everyone, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has read the book or got the book for free. And if you want it, it's still on Amazon. Just go to search it. How to Network Pham. It'll be the first option up, and I'm just really excited because the paperback's coming out really, really soon. Hopefully, I just ordered the proofs, and once that is done, then I can distribute everything, and bam, bam, bam. So, long story short, everything has been so wild, but I'm still here podcasting. I'm still trying to help you guys, and today I really want to dive deep into personal branding. And I learned a lot about personal branding through Thomas Frank, and it's funny because Thomas Frank and I actually had a recorded interview, but some software stuff got deleted and the file was lost. But I'm still going to give you so much value because I'm going to be, I took a lot of notes during that interview, and I just really picked Thomas's brain. And if you don't know Thomas Frank, he's the founder of CollegeInfoGeek, arguably one of the best college blogs out there. And you know that I didn't complete college, but in his blog, it had actionable advice on how to advance your career and just kick ass as a young person. So I really wanted to bring Thomas on, and he was one of the main inspirations for Outside of the Classroom. And then without him, honestly, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today, podcasting, writing, dabbling in YouTube. And I thought, man, if Thomas can do it, I can do it too. And it was a bit unreal talking to him, but I'm really glad that he came on and gave so much value. And I just want to reiterate all the key lessons I've learned throughout the interview, and hopefully have him on as a featured guest. So let's get right into it. Personal branding. What does it mean to even have a personal brand? That's such a fuzzy and abstract term. What exactly does it mean? So Thomas said, it's to match your interests and career goals, to be known for something. And he was very hesitant to say the word passion. So whatever you're interested in and your career goals. So for example, Thomas Frank is known to be a college expert. I myself, my personal brand is known to be a podcaster or a self-directed learner, etc. So what is something you want to be known for? And we were talking about a made-up situation about a girl named Jackie. So say Jackie is doing biology or studying biology, and she asks her professors for research opportunities. And after she done the research, like internship or whatever, she then goes on and writes about her experience or how to help people to get research internships. So essentially, she's going to be known for, she's a biology student who's curious to learn, who is out there doing stuff and is doing research and wants to help people. That's what she's going to be known for. And there's a lot of different technical stuff, but the whole purpose of having a personal brand is to be known for a specific niche or a specific topic. So some people instantly right off the bat, when I say their names, you automatically think of whatever their title is, or not title, but whatever they're known for. So Michael Phelps, immediately Olympic gold medal swimmer. If I say Michael Jordan, you instantly say all-star NBA player. And just think about all the people in your life, and just whenever their name pops up, what's the first word that comes to your mind? Is it lazy? Is it successful? Is it stingy? Is it biology? Is it traveling? So once you understand that concept, once you understand that, now you know how to develop your own personal brand when you do your own thing. So just think about your interests and think about who you are as a person. What do you want to be known for? Just think about that. And once you find out that one niche or that one thing, once you find out that one interest, then you can just work on it and be known for that and keep doing that. So there are many ways to do this, and I just want to get into the more technical stuff because I know you guys love the actionable content. So I asked Thomas, like, what kind of technical stuff should you have? Should you have a Pinterest? Should you have an Instagram? Should you have all these different social media platforms? And first he said, just have a home base. Make a website, and it can either be two things or both. It can be all the content you create, or it can hold all of your showcase of your work. So like a portfolio of things. Essentially, you want to have a home base so that when people think of you, they can find you from this website. And this website can, like myself, I have a blog, but also you can find out more about me. If you're a photographer, you can have a Flickr account or your own website actually, and have a display of all of your photos you've taken in the last year or two. So have a home base because that is where you're going to generate all the content or share your work as a portfolio. So for example, Jackie, who's a biology student, who's doing research, she can create content about how she got a research opportunity, or maybe her experience doing research, or even just helping other people get that first step and convincing them why they should even do research. So there's so many different angles you can take with whatever content you want to create. So that's the easy part to create a blog, create content. The other part is like a portfolio, like a photographer. So for Jackie as a biology student, she can list all the projects she's worked on in the past year, or however long she's been doing it. Or she could even make videos, or just show any kind of work that she's done, like even have all of her experiences with different companies or different research opportunities. She can have it all in one page so that anyone can see an accurate description of her portfolio. So it depends on what you want to achieve out of it. So first of all, you have to find out, what do I want people to think about me? And what's the first thing they want to pop into my mind? And then you gotta ask yourself, why? Why do I want people to know that I'm a biology student, studying, doing research and curious to learn? Why do I want to do that? And once you find out that why, then everything else makes sense, because then you can see, okay, for example, say you want to create a blog to get a job. Then you can tailor everything to that specific purpose so that employers can easily find you, that professors can easily find you, and check out your work, etc. So find out that why, and then we can move on to all the more technical stuff. So some of you still might be wondering, what about all these different social media channels? So Thomas has a really good advice. He suggests to not focus on all of them. Just pick a few that people you want to associate with interact the most. So if, for example, you're applying for a job, where are employers most likely going to find you? They're probably going to Google search you, more likely than not, because we live in such a technical age, and they're going to find whatever pops up. So if you want them to see all your work in your portfolio or your content you create, you want to make sure that your homepage is in the top search of Google when you search your name. So if you search Tam Pham, like my LinkedIn profile is a #1 top search in Tam Pham. And my website still needs more technical stuff to get up there. But essentially, if they want to see me, they can find me right when they Google search my name. And you don't have to make a Pinterest, Instagram, or whatever, and make it all public and tailored to the employer. You could do that, but you don't have to. Find out what the employers are already looking at before anything. So employers look at your LinkedIn profile. That's an obvious. They look at your website. They might even look at your Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook if you keep it public. So it depends on where they are and what you want to do. So for example, if you're a designer and your target isn't really to target to professors or employers, you want to target other young people who are into design, Pinterest might be a good option for you. But it might not be a good option for you if you're looking for something if you're doing biology, if you're doing tech, or if you're doing whatever. It's just, where are the fishes and how can you cast your net to catch the most fish? That was a really good analogy. I'm going to write that down. I'm just totally kidding. So just to recap, do something you're interested in, work on it, find out what you want to be known for, have a home base, and go on the social media platforms that people can find you at, and where the people you want to associate with can find you at. And I asked Thomas a really good question. I asked him, how do you know if it's working? Can you even measure personal branding? And he said there are some ways you can quantify it. For example, when you look up college students or advice for college students, Thomas Frank's website, CollegeInfoGeek.com, is right up there. But in other ways, it's simply how you portray yourself. So online, you can look like an expert at whatever you're doing, but if that's not how you act in real life, then isn't everything what you're doing is kind of fake? Like I know people who tweet frequently, like a few times every hour, sometimes in cap locks. And when you meet them, they're so quiet, reserved. And from a personal branding, air quotes, perspective, that's really weak. So whatever you portray yourself as online, you should emulate that person in real life. And the last question I asked Thomas was like, before we go, is there anything else we haven't covered, but it's extremely important about personal branding? And he said yes. Take it offline. Go in-person meetups, conferences, events. Get out there and form relationships. So he mentioned a really good thing that although personal branding might be it might sound like me, it's really not. It's all about, like if you read in my book, How to Network, I talk about this briefly. It's all about how you can help other people who are also in your space. So Jackie, for example, who's a biology student, she can find out other biology student blogs that might be doing the same thing as her and be a fan. Just share their work, reach out to them and say how much you admire their work and their content and how you're on your way to doing the same thing. And everything is going to pile up and just plant different seeds until you grow that garden. So, for example, with Thomas Frank, he reached out to this YouTube channel called How to Adult, which essentially is a YouTube channel to teach you all the stuff about adulthood that no one ever taught you in school. Like, for example, how to change your tires, how to do your taxes, etc. And he just reached out to the YouTube channel when he himself only had about like 100 people reading his blog. So he was super, super small. And he reached out to them and said how much he admired How to Adult, how much, and he shared their work. He would be a fan, comment on their stuff. And eventually, they tweeted out saying, hey, we need someone who's really good at building habits. And Tom is like, oh, I have a lot of experience about that. He tweeted back and said, let me write a script for you guys or write a post for you guys. So he did write something for them and they used it. And after 4 or 5 times of just little tiny seeds planted into this garden, they finally asked him to create a video script for them. And How to Adult has like about over 100,000 subscribers, which is a lot of viewers, especially at Thomas's rank, like not ranking. I don't want to like rank people, but current status, because he only had only a couple hundred people visiting his blog. So with this new exposure, he's now got his work in front of a vast amount of audience who are looking for content similar to that. So it's all about planting seeds and just building relationships to build your personal brand. And that sounds so ironic because I was like, Thomas, personal branding is all about you, right? And he's like, no, it's not about you. It's about you, of course, but it's also about how you can bring value to other people and how you could help them. So in short, to build a personal brand, you want to do something you're interested in, not really what your passion is, because Thomas was really funny about how people wait all day just to find their passion and searching for this one passion that they're gonna have for the rest of their life. That's not actually true. Just do what you're actually interested in. Where your effort goes, your attention goes. So do something you're interested in, work on it, find out what you want to be known for, find out who you want to associate yourself with, and then find after that also all the technical stuff. So have a website, go on the social media channels that people you want to associate with can find you. They can Google search you. Always have that goal, have that why. Is it you want to attract employers? Do you want to attract other design students? Or do you just want to share your work as a biology student? How do you know if it's working? You can't really measure it, but you could measure it just by when people think about you. What's the first word that comes to your mind? Google searches is a way to quantify, but not really. But essentially, with everything you do, always be authentic and real in like actual real life. IRL, in real life. Don't be the person who is so not themselves, so fake. So you tweet frequently, you scream online, but you're so quiet in person, or the opposite around. I know so many people like that, and I'm just like, if that's not you, like what? you're not being transparent with your real self. And I feel like that's an internal conflict, not an external. So just be yourself. And last but not least, take it offline. Go in person meetups, go to events, go to conferences, and actually meet people. And once people, because real relationships are formed in person. Like when you date someone, you don't want to just date them through Skype. That's why long distance relationships are so hard. You want to see them. You want to interact with them. You want to have that physical like relationship. And Thomas Frank did such a great job with all this value. And you can find more about what his stuff he's doing at CollegeInfoGeek.com. That's Thomas Frank at CollegeInfoGeek.com. His blog is actually really inspiring, and one that I hope to emulate and inspire to be in the future. So that is one of the resources that I want to give to you guys. He also has a really good post on how to create your own personal website, what exactly needs to be on there, all the technical stuff on how to get started, and all the little details. And it's actually like, I don't know how long it is, like 5,000 words or 8,000 words long. Super detailed. It's like the only thing you need to know to how to build a website as a young person. So I definitely check that out. It's going to be all in the show notes at www.outsideoftheclassroom.com/Thomas. So again, all stuff I'm talking about is going to be in the show notes. But also not only that, he recommended 2 other books. One book is by Cal Newport. It's going to be So Good That They Can't Ignore You. And it's essentially saying that passion, people think that you have to find your passion in order to do anything. You don't have to find your one passion. In fact, we have many different passions in life. So there's no just one thing that you always want to do. So Cal Newport's book, who is a very successful author, talks all about personal branding. And then the next book he mentioned was Promote Yourself. Essentially it's a book about promoting yourself. And people think promoting yourself sounds sleazy and it sounds like narcissistic, like me, but it's not. It's simply a matter of defining who you are and having that thought or belief instilled in other people. So when people think of me, I hope they think of me as hardworking. I hope they think of me as helpful. I hope they think of me as a podcaster, because that's what I portray myself to be, and that's what I actually do. It's not just a portrayal. I'm so sorry about that. It's about what I actually do in real life and what I actually show online or in person. And with Thomas Frank, I see him as a blogger, podcaster, website developer. I see him as he was on like a few different news channels talking about money, talking about how he wants to retire at like 30 years old or something, because he lives in Iowa. It's a long story, but it's a very fascinating clip if you want to check that out. Essentially, who do you want to be known for and how can you get there? And there's so many little details and trips, but don't worry about all the little things. I just want you to really instill that personal branding is what you want, what your interests are, what your career goals are, how can you form those two together, and be someone and share your value and what you believe in to other people. And that was a conjugated definition, but we made personal branding up. So personal branding has many different definitions, but essentially what Thomas Frank and I agree with is do something you're interested in, work on it, and there's going to be a dip. There's going to be a plateau where you say, this is going to be really hard. No one's reading my stuff. But you have to get over that dip in order to keep on going, because if you want to perceive yourself as hardworking, then you have to go past the dip. And if you want to know more about that, Seth Godin, famous entrepreneur, talks about the dip in detail. So do something you're interested in, work on it, find out how you can match your interests and career goals to be known for something. Make a website, make it your home base, have different social media channels only to interact with the people you want to talk to. So on Twitter, you can follow people and tweet them out and say, hey, I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Let me know if I can ever help. And essentially stuff like that. You can quantify it by Google searches, but don't be limited to that. It's really how you want to be known for, and that's yourself. So there it is. If you have any other questions on personal branding, feel free to leave it in the comments or just tweet me at Mr. Abbreviated, so MR Tam Pham. And I'm so happy to talk with Thomas Frank, but I'm so sad that our audio file has been lost. He is a really, really great guy, super insightful, and I highly recommend, even if you're in college or you're not in college, you're self-directed like myself, check out his blog at CollegeInfoGeek.com. It has so much practical and actionable advice that you can actually use, unlike many of the stuff that I've seen on other blogs. That's why his blog has just last week, his blog crashed because there was so much traffic going onto his blog, which is every blogger's or every person's dream, is to have their website crash because so many people want to know what they're up to. So again, Thomas Frank at collegeinfogeek.com. You can find all the resources and notes at www.outsideoftheclassroom.com/Thomas. And I hope to have him on for a future podcast, possibly about habits or anything. He's a really, really cool dude. I asked him if he wanted to re-record this podcast episode. He's like, or I didn't ask him that. He actually offered, he said, hey, Tam, we can definitely re-record it if you want. No big deal. And I'm just he's so sweet. Like, I just not used up, but I asked him for his time, which is everyone's most valuable resource. For 30 minutes of his time, he gave it to me. Software got mixed up. I contacted the software company already, and hopefully it will get restored. But if all fails, like, Thomas is that like helpful and giving. So which is what I really admire about Thomas. So anyways, personal branding, there you go in a nutshell. Don't make it so complicated. It's simply a matter of a few different things, what I just mentioned. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over and over again, but I feel like this is so, so important to any young person or anyone who's in any field to have a personal brand. So again, check out for more interviews and stuff next Monday when it comes out. And I'm so happy that you're listening to the very end. If you're listening right now, you are the kind of action taker, the kind of person who wants to better their life. And I thank you for that. And as always, feel free to message me through email, through Facebook, or whatever you can if you want to get in touch. Let me know how I can ever help. So again, thank you so much, guys. www.outsideoftheclassroom.com/Thomas. And peace out, everyone.